Alright, so here are some recordings for State of Jamaican Caribbean. And this one's called My Nephew's Girlfriend is Young and, and Unambitious. Alright, hold on, give me a second. Alright, so here we go. So, dear past, I'm 73 years old. I've been reading your account for many years and blah blah blah. I don't care. I lost my husband 5 years ago. We used to read your account together. She goes on to tell she missed her husband. We have three children overseas. One of my nephews, who is a soldier, stays with me. He has a girlfriend. He asked me if she can come here and I stay. I told him yes. And she'd soon regret it as we read this letter. But she should only be here when he's here. I don't want his girlfriend to stay here because I don't want her to bring a lot to my people in my house. She's upset me because I don't want her to live here. Basically, I'm only tolerating her presence because of her nephew. Pass is only 19 years old, so she should be attending school. Whenever my nephew's here, she stays in his room all day and he has to cook for her, go to buy fast food. I told my nephew that he should encourage her to go to school, and she said he has tried, but she doesn't have any ambition. Yup, we're going to see cracks. There's some cracks in the relationship as we speak. My nephew is 30 years old. All right, and yeah, right up at the top, that's very creepy dynamic. So he's 11 years older than her. So I'm just wondering, did he just get with her when she turned 18, or they involved prior to her being of legal age? You connect the dots if you want. What he do is an ambitious girl who's obviously very immature, who's 19 years old. She's never been rude to me. I don't talk to her. I say hello to her, and she says hello to me. Means that they're on cordial relationship. So she's a nice looking girl. My children told me not to allow her to live here because I have to listen to them because they're taking care of me. All right, and she basically, and that's really the only relevant parts of her letter. So yeah, I'm just gonna say this is that yeah, there's some prep red light. There's some red what's the word? There's some red. Yeah, there's some warning signs in this relationship though, cause one, the age difference. That the guy's pretty much he's 30 years old, all right, and he's getting someone who's just basically is now basically of legal age is 19. Yeah, the age difference for okay, to me personally, if I'm that age, I'm not really going to go with someone that young. I'm just straight off the bat, and I talk about this a lot in my recordings I've done over the years. Is that when you're a big person getting involved with someone who's that young, that's not going to work out long term because a lot of these younger ones, these younger people, male or female, they're not mature enough, and they're in that life where they're starting their adult life, and they're still not at the age where they're going to be where they're able to make rational or mature decisions consistently. So yeah, I really think that yeah, that dynamic between her and him is kind of awkward there, because like I said, that I wouldn't really have gotten involved with someone that young. I mean, he should have just looked someone who's like in their mid or late 20s, if they're younger than him, because chances are someone who's a bit much older is going to be much more mature and just shit together. Usually I say that because I don't mean, because bear in mind, you have some people who are much older who are on the same bullshit as a girl. And it's just very obvious this girl is just with this their nephew because she just wants someone to mind and take care of that. She probably sees this guy as just some kind of security blanket for her, because someone who herself has no ambition, pretty much is very still immature. They're not really going to be looking for not really looking for a serious relationship. They're just looking for a come up, because I'm pretty sure if this guy, her nephew, wasn't pretty much didn't have shit together, because it's very obvious that I'm guessing that this guy is probably financially is her personal ATM machine, that he's probably just there just to pretty much give her her basic needs or whatever, and obviously the fact that she still has no ambitions, as the aunt has put it. That does mean that yeah, she's just with her cause whatever financial benefits she can get out of this man. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I want to put this guy in the gal clone category, but yeah, that is the mark of a gal clone to me. Because if he's telling her that, hey, even though you're pretty young, you need to kind of like look about your future in the best way, and she's obviously not really taking that advice out. Yeah, that is basic. There's no sense in him staying in that relationship if the girlfriend's still that immature and doesn't have any ambition. And That's the one deal with me is that if you're involved with someone, make sure that they're able, that they have have ambition, that they want to, that they have, that they want to have, they want to have their own means and way of living, and they're not just sponging off of you. Because if you're going to do that, go into someone that, yeah, that's not going to be a relationship that's going to be a happy one. And just bear in mind that that person generally doesn't love or respect you, that you're just the placeholder until they get somebody or something. Because chances are this girl is just basically just with this guy because out of convenience. When she gets with the guy that she wants to be with, or she's already with, because you know how that story goes, she's most likely going to step out on the nephew, and that's why even why the aunt probably just doesn't really take in this young girl because he said, yeah, I know. I've been around females like that when I was at age. I understand female nature, and I understand what type of women men must that should and shouldn't get involved with, and that I suspect is why this girl, that the aunt doesn't really like the girlfriend because she just basically she's just stringing the nephew along most likely, and it's not going to end well. So I think this nephew's smart though. He'll probably come to sense and say, you know what, this is not going to work out long term and so on. And again, when you have someone who's that young and immature, that never works out long term. I'm just saying that's just my opinion. If people want to disagree with me, feel free. But that's how I see the situation, and that's how I say. 'Cause I don't see really a happy ending for this, for the nephew and the girl, and in fact, the aunt and even some of the other family members are basically saying, "Hey, this girl is trouble." That should tell you something that so on and so on. And let's just be honest, like when a lot of people in the social circle point out some about somebody you're involved with, you most times they're right. Yeah, if it's a case where they're just bad-minded person fairly, that's one thing. But if it's a case where they see something that you're unable or unwilling to see, you might want to take their advice. And that's how I pretty much end this recording. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages, Miles Goose and Farron, Miles Productions, Real Thoughts of Miles. All right.